the Squid Game doll wasn't always a scary entity. This is the tragic life story of the doll. Once upon a time, in a remote village in North Korea, a brother and sister lived in a poor family. Young-hee, the older sister, always cared deeply for her younger brother. All the children in the village loved Young-hee for her kind heart, but time is often crueler than we can imagine. One day, Young-hee's brother suddenly fainted and was rushed to the under-equipped hospital near their village. The doctor said that Young-hee's brother needed a bone marrow transplant. Not long after, without her consent, Young-hee's family allowed the doctors to hospitalize her. Fortunately, the surgery was successful, but within a week, the wounds from the operation became infected, leaving both siblings weaker by the day. The younger brother, being smaller and more fragile, passed away first, leaving Young-hee emotionally shattered at such a young age. Her family soon realized they couldn't afford the treatment necessary to save her. In desperation, they sold Young-hee to a doctor living in the city, hoping she'd receive the care she needed while they used the money to survive. But the city doctor was far from kind. Instead of treating her, he sold her to a mad scientist looking for a subject like Young-hee for his experiments. The scientist removed Young-hee's brain from her skull and placed it inside a robot. Her remaining body parts were preserved in alcohol for future experiments. Months passed, and the scientist finally succeeded in creating a robot with human emotions, powered by Young-hee's brain and a network of wires and metal. After 8 months, Young-hee adapted to her new body. Seizing the first opportunity, she escaped from the scientist and returned to her village. However, when she returned, the children who once played with her were terrified and avoided her. Ordinary people who saw her were horrified, filming her on their devices. These videos went viral on social media, and soon the whole world learned of her existence. The South Korean government sent a helicopter to capture her and placed her in a museum for safekeeping. Even though Young-hee's brain remained that of a child longing to play, she was confined in bulletproof glass within the museum. She became famous, but one night the museum's power went out. By the next morning, Young-hee had disappeared without a trace. She was taken to an island where her technology and components were used to build a larger version of her. This new version could scan with its eyes and detect movement. From that day onward, Young-hee's soul remained trapped inside the robot, tortured daily by the knowledge that her movements caused the deaths of innocent people.